What's up, everybody? Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I thought I was doing a good job keeping up with the comments, and then I realized that the little alert letting me know that there's a certain amount of comments wasn't actually basically kind of giving me all the actual comments, and I started going back through videos and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how many comments I'd missed. So I apologize, and I will try to do a better job going forward. I also didn't realize that my subscriber count had tripled in the last 2 months. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I apologize if I've not been reaching out to you and responding to questions that you've had. I promise I'll try to do a better job going forward. If you want to follow me on social media, my archery Instagram is BrandonMcDonald_archery. That's Brandon McDonald, as in Old McDonald had a farm, _archery. And I'll try to do a better job posting on Instagram. I've not been doing an awesome job of it so far, but I think I can kind of segment it a little bit more and show some kind of updates over there on as I'm shooting, progress on the different bow reviews and just kind of daily life. I'll probably use Instagram a little bit more. Let's get on with the video. Kind of weird out there, but I'm not an expert on anything, so I'm just going to do what I normally do, which is practice archery. What is your baseline? And what I mean is, there's a lot of people like freaking out right now. I've had multiple friends call me and they are near panic because their kids are home from school, they can't work. Like the way they have structured their lives, they're not doing really well right now. Like this glitch, this thing that is completely out of our control, this outside influence came in and changed the rules of the game that we have all been playing, and all of a sudden people are losing their minds. And we're in the very beginning. So what I realized was my baseline for operation is super low. What if I lost everything that I had worked for the last 15 years? All the houses that we've accumulated, my business, all the employees, my personal home, everything that I didn't own outright, gone. And I realized I'm okay with that. What can I do to control it anyway? Like I've done as much as I can to create as much safety that I possibly can for Jocelyn and I. But at the end of the day, if there's this global pandemic that lasts for a year or 18 months, there's a chance that every material possession that we have goes away. And I'm okay with that. I don't find my joy or my happiness inside of those things. And I realize that as nice as my house is, as much work as I have put into this house, I built almost everything in here with my own two hands. It's still just it's a stuff. It's a thing. And what's really important to me is Jocelyn and the horses and the dogs. And those things will be around. That's my baseline. All right, let's get back to archery. So mandatory, it's like mandatory, oh, this is starting off really good. It's like this mandatory quarantine was made for blind bailing. I realized as I was going through the School of Knock how important it was to start videoing myself, because I realized that even though something felt good, it wasn't necessarily exactly how I should be doing it. And so one of the things that you noticed in that little short that I just did was I would have my hand like this and then slowly start to extend it, because again, I want to be holding my release right here with these knuckles here. And then the other thing that you noticed is my hand was up here, and then I would rotate it around. And then I would close my eyes. And when you close your eyes and you just forget about actually shooting the arrow where you want it to shoot, obviously you got to hit the bag, but that's, when you're that close, it's pretty dang hard to miss the bag. All of a sudden, your focus, it's like your brain just shuts off 3/4 of everything that's inside of you and just goes, oh, okay, this is about feel at this point. And you're able to get that tension in your back and then slowly start pulling through that shot. And man, I feel like this quarantine could be huge for us as archers. Because what's your wife gonna say? Go outside? Maybe she'll say that. Joss has been cool with it so far, even though it's blocking our stairs, and sometimes she wants to come down the stairs, and I say, no, stay upstairs in the bedroom. Don't come down here. This is getting weird. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is I had this other video done when we were on the cruise ship, and I kind of edited it together. I don't really like the way it turned out, so I'm not gonna post it. I like the idea, and maybe I can tweak it over the week, and maybe I can kind of tighten everything up and get it done. But while this stuff's going on, especially if you can't go out in your yard and shoot, like you've always had to just go to the range, blind bale. Like, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. The progress that I'm already feeling of just videoing myself and being able to stand in the front room and shoot a target that's 10 feet away, but focus on the way everything's feeling. Close my eyes. Feel that string just barely touching my nose. Feel where my release is on my chin. Just be able to relax and then build the strength in my back and then crack those shots off. I'm sorry, I'm burping. And then crack those shots off one after one, just standing there, has been hugely beneficial. And I know that I'm continuing to build that muscle memory inside of myself. Hopefully it's something that you guys can use going forward. I'm gonna continue to blind bale inside. I'm lucky enough to be able to walk out on my driveway and have a good long range. I'm probably gonna do a little more shooting inside, because I think that the reps inside and how mindful I am of the shot, especially when I'm closing my eyes and feeling everything, has been so beneficial over the last couple of days. I'm really gonna focus on that a little bit more. I know that John Dudley is starting to do these little challenges on his Knock On TV, Knock On Archery. I can't remember what his Instagram is, but go watch those and keep active. Like, keep doing some of this stuff. The last one that I watched yesterday was him shooting a plate at 30 yards and then stepping forward and shooting that same pin. He walked forward 4 or 5 steps and watching that arrow rise and fall, so that if you are drawn on an animal and it takes some steps, you're not having to re-range. And that's awesome, like hugely beneficial. Just those little subtle things that we're going to be able to practice going forward here, continuing to dig in on a discipline and something that in this time creates a peace of mind as I continue to shoot, and especially as I'm blind bailing, just closing my eyes and digging in. When I get done, man, I just feel good. All right, go forth, go blind bale. Go do some of these challenges that John is posting on Knock On Archery, and be with your family. Figure out your baseline. Be with the ones that you love. Take care of everybody. Be safe. Don't get sick. I'm Brandon McDonald.